If you're new around here, we're the newbies. I'm Tara, this is my husband John, and in September of 2021 we bought a farm in northern Portugal. 3 acres of mountainside that was abandoned, derelict and overgrown, and hadn't been lived in, cleared or worked for just over 12 years. We bought it with a dream to turn it into an off-grid homestead for us and our 2 little boys, Crusoe and Sawyer. This video is the story so far, and we hope it might inspire you to follow your own dreams, whether that's in your back garden, changing the colour of your kitchen, or to own your own homestead. We believe in thinking big, being brave, and exploring every single opportunity that comes our way. After all, it's every single minute and second that matters. We release new videos every week with stories of our farm, so please do subscribe and join us for the journey. We arrived for our first proper stint on our farm in May of 2022 with no real idea of what we'd bought. This place was completely overgrown and hadn't been cleared for such a long time, and to walk around today, almost a year later, it looks completely different, and it's incredible to look back and see all the work we've done. When we first got here, we knew really only that we had 4 main buildings on the farm. We've now discovered that it's 5, and we're in the process of converting one of them into a little tiny house. But we knew we had one property that was ready to be lived in, our little stone house. We had another one which was sort of livable, but really not in any great state, with rotten windows and things falling out the bottom floor. We then have a building that is pretty much completely derelict with the roof falling in, which we've got big plans for. And we have what you all know, if you've been following us for a while, is our not garage. We thought it was a garage. It's not. It's actually traditionally known as an adega and was where they used to make wine. More on that later, because we have started resurrecting the kind of wine part of this farm, and we're so excited for that journey. You want to go to the lawn? We've also grown a lawn. This lawn is without question Crusoe's favourite place to be on the farm, and in this video we're going to tell you the story of all of these projects from start to finish. One of the things that I'm loving the most about being on our farm in northern Portugal is settling into daily routines. If you've been following us for a while, you'll know that I recently started running, but I'm a huge believer in incorporating small daily habits that benefit our well-being, and one of my favourites is AG1 by Athletic Greens. You, like us, have no doubt seen this stuff everywhere, and there's really good reason for that. We've been taking AG1 for about 6 months now, and we've loved how easy it is to take with us no matter where we've gone, and have noticed a huge difference in our energy levels, which is saying something considering neither of us are getting much sleep, with 2 children under 2. In this little bottle of goodness are 75 vitamins, minerals and whole food sourced ingredients. It also contains pre and probiotics to support your gut health, so basically replaces the need for any other vitamin and mineral supplements. Just in that one scoop and an AG1 minute, you'll be getting everything you need to support your body's well-being in a day. We love this stuff so much. We've shared it with our own family and friends. You may even recognize these guys.
That is honestly so much better than I would have expected it to be.
It doesn't taste like greens. It tastes fruity. I really thought everyone was lying.
So if you've been thinking about incorporating AG1 into your own day, then please use the link in our description below. You'll get 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of vitamin D drops with your first purchase. And honestly, we just can't recommend it enough. Why not join all of us and start doing something small that makes a huge difference to our day? Now, as John likes to say, on with the show. And so cleaning was where it began, with all of us getting involved in the good bits and the not so good bits.
There's a big spider. Oh, crumbs, that's a big spider. No, I can't help you carry that downstairs. You have to do it by yourself.
The previous owners had left everything behind, and there were all sorts of treasures and trash for us to sort through in the cupboards. We had to get really down and dirty to peel back the years. Crusoe's obsession and love of helping his dad started here, and with breaks from the work sweetened by oranges from our very own trees, we started to feel like we'd stumbled upon something very special indeed. Once the houses had been cleared, it was time to start on the land. Looking back now, it's almost unbelievable to think how much of our property we didn't even know we had. Bamboo had completely taken over huge sections of the property, hiding boulders, views, and old staircases that were such a surprise to uncover. It was at this stage that we started to get to know a few of the locals, and we quickly realised how desperately we needed help. The Portuguese people have got to be some of the most generous, kind, welcoming and willing that we've ever come across, and it wasn't long before we had some seriously hard-working folk lending us a hand. We also got in the big guns, in the form of the now infamous Senor Mario and his very cool big digger, to finally get our bamboo problem a little bit more under control. And Crusoe's second biggest love, diggers, was born. Now that we could see a little bit clearer what we actually had to work with, it was time for us to start dreaming up projects to sink our teeth into. We started small with the projects we did, not really sure what direction to take. Suddenly finding yourself with 3 acres of land takes some time to wrap your head around, especially when the garden at our home back in England was smaller than our not garage. There was lots to think about. We also knew we had something of a limited time frame. With our second son brewing away and the Schengen 90-day limit still an issue for us, we didn't want to get started on anything too major in our first 3 months. But that didn't mean there wasn't plenty to be getting on with. The Not Garage had revealed itself to be a real treasure trove of all sorts, and one of the first projects we decided to do was to try our hand at some creative upcycling. John took to crafting a table from the old wine press.
When you're faced with such huge projects like we were here on the farm, starting with anything, any kind of project is, well, a really great way just to start, and this table was a symbol of that beginning. We'd cleaned the land and we'd cleaned the houses, and now it was time to start creating and building stuff for the farm to make it our home. This table symbolized the beginning of that creation, the beginning of all that was to follow over the next 6 or 7 months.
Stained from years of pressing grapes, it's now a place where we can gather as a family, carrying memories of the families before us and allowing us to make our own. It was around this time that we became the unexpected parents to 2 little feathered friends, the chick and the duck, that were gifted to Crusoe by our dear friend Lida and brought us so much joy for the time that they were with us, especially for little Crusoe. We sadly lost our duck to predators, but the chicken is all grown up and lives with Lida on a mountainside overlooking the river. We're gearing up to get some more animals on our farm sometime soon, so watch this space. Next on the agenda, we started working on the idea of having an outdoor bathroom, and the first part of that was to install a shower.
Check that out.
Once the shower was installed, we decided to build a bamboo screen made from the bamboo collected during the clearing of the farm. This is a project that still has so much to come, and we can't wait until it's all in place. love it. I think it's so much fun. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely all right.
As the summer wore on, we watched with absolute delight as our fruit tree started to come to life, and we realised just how much Crusoe loved fruit. Before long, it was time for our first ever harvest. Our plum trees were absolutely laden, and I tried my hand at turning some of them into chutney. A skill that'll definitely need some work, and will no doubt get lots of practice this coming year.
I don't really understand the difference between a shallot and an onion, but I can tell you it's not the amount that they make you cry. These things are fierce.
Would you like me to do it?
Yes, please. It's horrible. Okay, so we just put the cider vinegar, orange juice and orange zest in there, and now it says bring it to the boil and then leave it to simmer, and then we'll have chutney, and this is the first time I've ever made chutney.
While all this was going on, John was beavering away at his most ambitious project to date, to turn one of our terraces into a lawn that the boys could use to play and where we could make a base for family life. This was no ordinary lawn project. We started with a tractor who tilled the land for us and revealed just how extensive our bamboo problem was. John then painstakingly trudged every single inch of the entire field, stomping it as flat as he could with nothing more than his own 2 feet. How are you doing, my love?
I'm sore. It starts to hurt a little bit, but it'll be worth it, you know?
You've done so much.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's good enough for a cricket pitch, more like maybe a polo pitch.
So this is the grass I went for. It's called Mediterraneo turf grass. It's 30 meters squared in each box. It needs very low irrigation, which it was important for us. We don't want something that needs a lot of water because we don't want to use lots of water irrigating lawn because that seems frivolous. And also it takes 2 weeks to germinate, but it's very drought and heat resistant as well, which again is important because this field at the moment is quite exposed. We've got plans to plant some trees to make a bit more shade for the kids, so we'll see what we decide to do there, but hopefully this is the right stuff.
That storm is coming in. We really want to get, well, there's the wind. We really want to get as much seed down as possible, even though the field isn't anywhere near finished. We're probably about 3/4 of the way there now. We just want to get that first lot of rain coming down. It's going to rain now for the next 3 days, so hopefully we can capitalize on that.
Our first summer in Portugal was heating up and we were in for a massive heat wave. But our first visitors were also arriving in the form of my cousins from South Africa. Having extra hands around the farm was incredible, and John was able to indulge in yet another one of his more ambitious, and did someone say crazy, projects. In the top terrace of our farm was a huge old water reservoir, and we had our eye on it to create a swimming pool. But in typical newbie fashion, this wouldn't be any old pool. John decided it needed a couch in it. Yes, you heard that right. A couch.
There it is.
My belly was getting ever bigger as Sawyer was preparing to make his appearance, but that didn't slow our progress on the farm. We had realised that we were going to need more space, as Crusoe got bigger and a second baby loomed, and so we decided to move into the other house on the farm. This was a day we won't soon forget, as we moved house as the heavens opened and doused us and John's beloved lawn in a deluge of rain unlike anything we'd seen so far.
Can you hold it? Hold that. There we go. Pull it that way. Crusoe. Take it that way. Take it that way.
Oh my goodness! Look, that's amazing! You've built a bed! Bloody hell, I thought you just started cutting wood. Before we knew it, it was time to head back to the UK for 3 months to sort out John's D7 visa, which was granted in early October, and to have our second son, Sawyer. He joined us on the 23rd of September, and he's made our family feel complete. We arrived back to the farm in November of 2022, and it was far from sunshine and roses. In fact, there was hardly any sunshine at all. Relentless, record-breaking rainfall battered Portugal for weeks, but despite an awful lot of water falling from the sky, we had returned to a depleted spring and no water on our farm. Myself and the boys moved off the farm into our friend's house up the road, and we faced our most challenging weeks with a new baby and a huge building project as John worked on making the house we're living in now, well, livable.
Yeah!
In our home itself, the walls were down and John was keen to let his carpentry creativity flow and started on building us a kitchen with nothing more than a handsaw. The results are absolutely beautiful and we couldn't be happier with the little space we call home. Now that we're settled into our little house, our attention has turned back to the land, clearing away the last of the brambles that had strangled our old vines, ploughing a field ready for vegetables, pruning the old trees in the orchard ready for the season ahead, and working on moving water around the farm to all of our lower terraces. There is a never-ending list of things to do, and we're doing as much as we can ourselves. But we also ask for help from our incredible community as often as we can too. After all, they're the experts, and we really do have a lot to learn. So there you have it. The first 9 months on our farm in northern Portugal have been incredible. But let's show you where we're at right now. This is what the lawn looks like. And it's proving to be the most amazing place for us to gather as a family, for the boys to play, and to kind of become the heart of our home here on the farm. The two lower terraces have both been cleared. This first one down here is about to be planted with white wine grapes, and the bottom one is our wildflower meadow, which we're leaving completely intact. All we've done down there is plant 3 fruit trees, a pear, a nectarine, and a peach. Oh, and a fig, 4. And when spring rolls around, that bursts into the most incredible array of wildflowers, and it is unbelievably beautiful.
And while we're down here on the lawn, let's not forget what's going to shortly be happening right behind me. Crusoe and Sawyer's Swiss Family Robinson treehouse will soon begin to take shape. What have you got there?
And just in front of me, over here, a terrace and a field that's been cleared and is starting to be planted in red wine grapes. Let's head quickly to the top of the farm. Up here is where we're growing our food. Here's our orchard, newly pruned and looked after. We're composting over there. And behind me up here is our vegetable garden where we've started growing our first vegetables. We've built a compost bin, we're putting up a greenhouse. And, well, this is the bit I'm most excited about. Hopefully, this year will be the first year we'll harvest our own food from the farm. And we've just made a purchase of over 200 grapevines, a mix of red wine, white wine, and table grapes. So there is going to be quite a bounty on this farm, we hope, in the near future. And our current project, this tiny house, which we're converting into a guest bedroom because we've got so many people coming to stay this year. Anyway, stay tuned for more on that project soon because it's just about done. But in the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, which was monumental to put together, please remember to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We release episodes twice a week on a Wednesday and a Sunday, and we would love to have you join us and leave us a comment because we love hearing from you. We always reply and we always read them, and it just means so much to us to have such an amazing community as part of our story here in Portugal. Let us know what you think, folks. It's great to have you here. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye!